afternoon. My name is Crespo. I publish a blog called the Crespogram Report. The reason I'm here this afternoon is earlier today I filed a complaint with the Miami-Dade Ethics Commission against the city manager, against the 5 members of the Miami City Commission, and against the chief of police of Miami. The basis for my complaint was that all of these people have been involved in an ongoing process of violating a city charter. The basis for that, for making that allegation, is that last week at Commissioner Carollo's ethics hearing before the Ethics Commission, the chief of police, under oath, admitted that he has, during his reign as chief of police, arranged to bypass the provisions of the city charter, which calls for the city manager to run the city, and has arranged it so that each of the members of the city commission can deal with him directly. Specifically, under oath, the chief of police said this. He was asked, so it's consistent with your practice that commissioners should be dealing directly with you on matters that interest them. And he said, correct. The importance of this is that it violates the separation of powers in government. It creates a situation where, in the case of the police department becomes politicized. And given that this afternoon and this evening, there's going to be a big discussion about the city budget and about the need to hire more police, people in the city of Miami need to understand that besides the money, which is an important issue, because the police department is surely is understaffed and needs more money, it's also the fact that the police department is not being managed in a professional manner. Anytime you have a chief of police who allows city commissioners and who in turn deals with city commissioners independently, you politicize the process. It allows city commissioners to have a situation where they can dictate and influence the selection process for commanders in their district, for other things that go on in the police department. And that's not the way that a competent, organized government should run. So I will be filing more information about this at a later date. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
What's on the disc?
The disc is a copy of the videotape of the commission hearing. It's a portion of the hearing when the chief of police, under oath, admits that he deals with the city commissioners directly.
What do you expect to happen?
Well, you know, this is Miami, and it's the Miami-Dade Ethics Commission. One thing that was interesting is that the hearing on Commissioner Frank Carollo, which was suspended last week, will not continue until after the election. And that was said shortly before the meeting started today, when Mr. Morowski, the advocate for the Ethics Commission, told the chairman that they had reached no date and that it would happen after the election. So that's what's happening in that case. But I think it goes beyond the Ethics Commission. I think there's grounds here for a criminal investigation by the state's attorney, because I have written on my blog and I have documented other instances where members of the city commission have dealt directly with not only the chief of police, but have dealt with other department of directors. Take, for example, capital improvement. You have a situation in the city where each commissioner is always vying for projects for his or her district. So if you have a way for a city commissioner to deal directly with the director of the department and bypass the city manager, then you have a constant political fight in the background over I want this or I want that, and you need to give me this before you give it to that commissioner or whatever. It's an unhealthy and actually quite illegal process, right? And oftentimes people don't understand the importance because it says, oh, well, it's a violation of city charter. Well, that's like saying at the national level, it's a violation of the Constitution, right? You have governing documents that control the operation of a city. And if you ignore those documents, if you ignore that process, over a period of time, you end up with what's happened in the city of Miami. You have a Donnybrook, where people do what they damn near well want, and there's nobody there to control it. It's bad enough that you have a weak, mere form of government, which calls for incompetence and corruption. But when you have a weak, mere form of government, and you also have a city manager who doesn't do their job, then you have a huge problem. And I think that this is an important issue that needs to be looked at and made attention to the citizens. Yes. I want the Ethics Commission to investigate it and do whatever it is that they do. Whether it's to find them in violation of the city charter, to fine them, to reprimand them, to pass it on to the state's attorney's office, for somebody to do something. I think it's that important. You know. Any other questions?
Commissioner Carollo last week was defending himself against the accusation of that traffic stop.
Yes, last week the commissioner was defending himself against a complaint that I raised that he was stopped for a legitimate traffic violation, and as soon as he was stopped, he got on his cell phone and called the chief of police and said, "Hey, I want you to find out why I was stopped." Well, that in and of itself is a violation of the city charter. Do any of you have the opportunity to call the chief of police anytime you get stopped with a traffic violation? Say, "Hey chief, I just got stopped. Find out what's going on here." Nobody can do that, right? For a city commissioner to do that, that's an egregious abuse of his official power.